If you're unaware that you have low self-worth, then you will operate and act in that mindset and identity unless you receive new information that challenges your reality. And when you grow up in environments that don't affirm you, speak life into you, and they are a model of someone, a family with high standards and high self-worth, you will embody their traits. You don't know better because you haven't seen better, and you think everything you're doing is normal behavior. That's when we inherit it. We think it's normal because it's what we've been seeing our whole lives. And until we get new information that challenges that reality and we start to question it, we will keep living as such.
Girl, you're so fly, but I got something I can tell you that'll make you fly, yeah. Elevate you and take you higher. Grant your wishes and your heart's desire. Break it down to a T. Change mindsets, confidence while we get to the money. You got the
Hi everyone, my name is Saria and welcome to my channel Counting Her Coin, where I help women become the richest, hottest, and healthiest version of themselves. And that's something that interests you, I would love for you to stay for a while and subscribe. Today's video is going to be a deep one. We are going to be talking about how to develop self-worth, develop high self-esteem, and high self-confidence. I feel that when I go online, there are a lot of videos that talk about what you should be doing or what high confidence looks like and sounds like, but no one's actually breaking down the steps one by one on how to go from low self-worth to high self-worth, to having a high standard, to having high self-esteem. So we can always talk about what those things look like, but if we don't know how to integrate that, how to embody that, then the content that we are consuming is useless. I believe that awareness is step one. If you're unaware that you have low self-worth, then you will operate and act in that vibration, in that space, in that mindset and identity. You will keep on acting that way unless you receive new information that challenges your reality. And when you grow up in environments that don't affirm you, speak life into you, and they are a model of someone, a family with high standards and high self-worth, you will embody their traits. You don't know better because you haven't seen better, and you think everything you're doing is normal behavior. But I'm here to tell you that it's not normal to operate in the world as if you're taking up too much space or your worth is tied into what you do for others. The biggest signs that you have low self-worth is that you do not take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. Your mind is consumed with negative thoughts about yourself or people or life in general. You have a problem with investing into yourself, investing into your appearance, caring about your appearance. People who often say, oh, I don't care about what I look like, low self-worth. Someone with high self-esteem, high self-worth, pride themselves on looking very presentable, looking very good when they leave their house. So for most of my life, I had low self-worth and low self-esteem. I was unaware of this. I didn't realize I had low self-worth until I was in my younger 20s, I would say like mid 20s, I became painfully aware of it. And once I became aware, I wanted to do something about it. When we grow up in environments where playing small, not taking up a lot of space, not investing into ourselves, neglecting ourselves is normal, that's when we inherit it. We think it's normal because it's what we've been seeing our whole lives. And until we get new information that challenges that reality and we start to question it, we will keep living as such. You have to work double time, overtime to combat that because that is years of conditioning that you have to unlearn. You cannot outgrow a life you refuse to examine. I'm going to be honest. This was very hard for me because once I started receiving new information, once I became aware of my low self-worth and confidence level, I was embarrassed, like, it's so embarrassing. It's something you don't want to admit. "Oh, I had low self-esteem. Yay." Like, nobody wants to admit that. I was very embarrassed, and I wanted to refuse the new information because it was shedding a light on the truth, and I didn't wanna face the truth. So instead of facing the truth, we want to run away, which I did. But the thing about new information is that once you hear the information, you can't unlearn it. And once you start doing things that are rooted in that old identity and you receive new information, you are going to be very frustrated with yourself because you know better now. 'Cause, like, in the back of your head, you remember that new information that you ignored. So you're going to be very frustrated, and that's not a way to live. Not only would I receive new information, I would then act on new information. I would see a positive outcome from doing that. It built self trust and it built confidence because it was evidence that I could do better. It was evidence that I could be a confident person. So let's talk about conscious incompetence. This is something that I haven't seen a lot of people touch on. So basically, conscious incompetence means that you are aware that you should be doing something, but you do not have the skill set to follow through and act on it. You don't know how to embody it. You don't know where to go from receiving the information. I know I should have high self worth. I know I should be investing into myself. I know I shouldn't let men or my family or my friends treat me any way they want to. I know I should have boundaries. I know I should feel confident. I know I should want more. How do I get there? There is a difference between insight and integration. So you can have insight, but it doesn't really do you any good if you don't integrate it into your life. But my nervous system and my identity was so rooted in low self worth that I didn't integrate it into my life. And that became extremely frustrating. You become frustrated because you have the information, but there's no action, and that causes friction in your life. So, this is what I call the awareness action gap. There is a gap between your awareness and action. So, you know you should do better, but you don't. You're still operating in your old identity that has habits that hasn't caught up with the new identity that you want to shift into. This gap feels extremely uncomfortable, but it is proof that you are evolving and that you should keep moving forward. Evolution is our birthright. We are here on this earth to evolve, to learn, and it is a blessing. Even though it's our birthright, doesn't mean it's going to come easy. It's something that you have to fight for. It is so special to be able to evolve your mind and to evolve as a person because there's a lot of people on this earth that don't have that privilege. They don't evolve. A lot of people are stuck in arrested development. So even though it is frustrating, it is a blessing in itself. Relationships are mirrors. When I was evaluating my past romantic relationships, my past friendships, I was constantly trying to prove myself to them. I was constantly trying to establish my value in hopes that they would see that I was special. So that attracts predatory people into your life that will want to use you and give nothing in return. So, one of my favorite hobbies is antiquing. I love antique shopping. I love finding older pieces and restoring them or just getting a deal and putting it in my home. I go into one of my favorite stores and I happen to see a Chambok chandelier and it was from 1980. I go to the salesman and I ask, I'm like, hey, I was wondering, could I get the chandelier for $200? Okay, sure, yeah. That sounds fine. It's been sitting here for a while. I couldn't believe it because that company has been around since the 1800s. And if you go on the website, there is not one chandelier that is under $1,000. I knew its value. He did not know the value. Do you think I was going to tell him the value and tell him to charge me more money? No. Because why would I pay $1,000 or something when I can get it for 200? And that is what people do to you if you let them. People love a bargain. People love a discount. No one is going to remind you of your worth and tell you to ask for more. When your self-worth increases, your tolerance for mistreatment disappears. So I used to spend money on distractions, alcohol, bars, going to the club on the weekend. I have no problem spending money going out to expensive dinners. But when it came to myself, when it came to pouring into myself, investing into my appearance, my knowledge, my skill set, training, anything, a book, buying a book. I have problems doing that. It is important to spend money and time on yourself because it is a physical affirmation. It is telling your subconscious mind that you are worthy of investment, you are worthy of time. Do you have to spend thousands of dollars on hair, makeup, and clothes? No. But can you invest into learning how to groom yourself, how to dress yourself, how to find clothes that fit you properly? Yes, that is an investment. That is using your time wisely. Investment builds identity. I believe when I started investing into myself is when my confidence rose because I could tell myself really nice affirmations and say, oh, I'm so beautiful. I am worthy. I am smart. But if there wasn't a physical affirmation to go with the vocal affirmation, it's just words. You have to have integration. We talked about this earlier. You have to have integration. Okay. Awareness, integration. Investment builds identity. And I can say this with confidence. The moment I started spending money on myself is when my self-worth rose, my confidence rose. No one's going to make the investment in you if you don't make investment into you. No one's going to believe in your business idea if you are not willing to put in the investment. It's the same thing about identity, confidence, and self-worth as well. So spend some money on yourself today, not tomorrow, but today. Next topic is monitoring your thoughts. My thoughts were very negative, rooted in shame, insecurity. It was either that or I was dissociating, just fantasizing about fantasies. I think there's a term for that, but I can't think of it right now. I had zero patience or kindness for myself, and that makes it very hard to have that for others. Your life follows the direction of your dominant thoughts. So earlier we talked about being painfully aware. I physically became aware of me not taking care of myself when someone took a candid photo of me. I look haggard. Like I looked awful. I could tell I wasn't taking care of my skin, my hair, my teeth. Like I just looked very, very bad. And I also looked older. I look younger now at 33 than when that photo was taken when I was in my, let's say I was 26 when that photo was taken or 25, I can't remember. It was in my face. Like I couldn't unsee the photo. And I was like, I gotta do something about this. I gotta do something about this. I gotta take care of myself. I gotta start going to the gym. Individuals with high self-worth have beautiful lives. They are busy curating their day-to-day, their dreams, their goals, their lifestyles. As someone who has traveled extensively throughout my 20s, younger 20s, now that I'm in my 30s, I pretty much have been everywhere I wanted to go. And I can also say with confidence that when I was younger and I didn't have stability and when I wasn't creating a life that I didn't need an escape from, is I would always try to go on trips and vacations and I would just run away or escape because my life I needed a break from. I love my routines. I love my projects. I love my friends. I love my neighborhood. I just love being home. Like I can't wait to be home. I can't wait to go to my bedroom and in my sheets. I can't wait to see my cat Princess. I just like being home now. And it's so crazy because like I used to hate being home. Even when I was younger in my adolescence, there's something sacred about building a life that you are so proud of. My life currently was a thought in my mind. And now I look around and I can touch it. I can feel it. I can see it and I live it. And a few years ago, this was not a reality. That in itself has built a lot of confidence within me, a lot of self trust within me. And the life that I have today, I used to write about it all the time. I used to think about it on my morning and evening walks. I would see my future so clearly that I felt like I was already there. So, how to build self worth? Number one, remove shame. We have to remove shame and regret so we can move forward. I feel like as people, we like to shackle ourselves to shame, and we live in the past and we ruminate about the mistakes we made or how we were raised or what happened to us. And we just put ourselves in this mental warfare, this prison in our minds. And as time progresses, we do not evolve. When we look at our past, it does have explanation, but it does not have definition. It does not define who you are, your goals, and where you are headed. We must let the past be the past and live in our present moment so we can build a great future. Number two, affirm yourself. You are beautiful. You are smart, you are kind, you are worthy, and you are beyond special. The fact that you are here on earth in this moment is a sign, and you are here for a reason. Pour into yourself, speak highly of yourself, and do it often. Everything works out for you, and money returns to you 10 times over. It multiplies, it flows very easily to you. Repetition shapes your reality. Step three, invest time and money into you. Time is one of our greatest assets. Use it wisely, use it on yourself, pour into yourself. Always be constantly evolving. We are forever in our prime. We must cultivate that. We must use our funds to make ourselves smarter, beautiful. We use it to have a great lifestyle, to live in a nice area, to have a nice body, to have a trainer. We go to the gym. Use the money to cultivate your lifestyle, to have a great life. Use the money to make yourself feel good. If you have insecurities, you have things that you don't feel confident about, use your money to fix it. If you don't like the way you dress, fix it. If you don't like your hair, fix it. If you don't like your smile, fix it. Do something about it. Use your money to invest into yourself. It is not selfish to use your money that you work hard for on yourself. Step four, raise your standards. Stop asking yourself, am I good enough? And start asking yourself, is this good enough for me? Standards and boundaries with action and consequences forms identity. People discount themselves, and it's not because they lack value, it's because they lack belief. The difference between people who negotiate themselves and people who don't, it's not talent, it's identity. They are certain of who they are, and they're not going to give a discount. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, my name is Saria, and this is my channel, Counting Her Coin. And if you are someone who is in the process of developing their self-worth, I would love to hear from you in the comments section. What areas have you struggled with, and what areas have you progressed on in your journey, your glow up journey, and your journey to develop more confidence and to curate a beautiful life for yourself? I would love to hear from you in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to follow me on social media, Counting Her Coin. And again, if you are on your glow up journey, you want to evolve, and you don't know where to start, grab my ebook, She's Not Coming Back, a raw and unfiltered guide to inner work, where it is a breakdown of how to level up your mind emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually, and physically. You can get this book. The link is in my description box below. Again, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time with a brand new video. Love you guys. Ciao.
On the inside, pick your head up, smile and walk with pride.